Yes, I engaged them. Yeah. Okay, and they engaged us.
That was beautiful.
And we had a very healthy conversation.
Yeah.
And you see, so the educated, they said, you see, we are all the same. The only difference or point of departure is that we believe that Jesus Christ is a prophet. Okay? Yes. Jesus Christ is a prophet. Muslims believe that Jesus Christ is a prophet. Just as they believe that Prophet Muhammad is also a prophet, and that they don't believe that Jesus Christ is the
Son of God.
The person through whom mankind can go to heaven or can see God, right?
No, they believe in that.
No, that through Jesus Christ. Because the Christians say that you cannot go to heaven except through Christ.
Yeah, and I'm saying that Muslims believe in that too.
They believe that what?
Yes, they believe in that you can pass through Jesus Christ and get to God.
Okay. Well,
but that one has to do with the time of Jesus' prophethood. You understand? So at the time,
but we're talking about now. I'm not talking about the
what
time.
I'm saying is that
I'm talking about now.
So that listeners get.
No, when is your time? Then you. So that's the point.
So the point.
The conclusion has been made.
The conclusion.
And I just wanted to clarify that if he goes to church and said, "My fellow believers," I don't think that we should make a fuss out of that, honestly. But the point about I'm a Muslim, so vote for me. That in that context, then there's religiosity in the political conversation. That's just my opinion.
It's opinion.
Mine doesn't matter. Yours matters.
It's opinion.
But let me come to you, Sakasala. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
We started from Rwanda. And there's some important lessons that we can learn. Yeah, in Ghana, of course.
In Ghana.
Proceed.
So I'm going to do that.
Proceed.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay. Good morning to our cherished viewers. Good morning to my fellow panelists. And good morning to our president and then the flag bearer, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the incoming president, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. I think with the Rwandan matter, experience is the best teacher. What they have gone through, they've gone through being matters, and to the extent that over 1 million people died, and over 500 women raped, children killed, maimed, almost. Some of the ethnic groups almost in extinct, because that was the aim. They wanted to exterminate one ethnic group or the other, and I think that the international law do not allow that. Doesn't allow that, and to the extent that they themselves has gone through that a crucible, it is a great lesson to them. Not only to them, and to other countries, those who are keenly observing or observed what happened. And therefore, Ghana and others cannot look in askance or watch the other way without taking lessons. And that is where I zoom into what my brother tried here vainly to portray Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in a bad light. We all know, I mean, when it comes to politics, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is undoubtedly the most cleanest politician in our history. Clean. He does not insult. He only talks policies. We saw what happened at the UPSA, where he brought his policy, and the fact that e-levy is going to be removed. He even disagreed with the implementation of the e-levy, even in the first place. It has nothing to do with hypocrisy. It has nothing to do with anything. We all saw his desire to ensure that we get solar energy, so that the shortfall of energy that we have in this country, the solar energy, we all know. I mean, you don't need fuel to power them. We don't need all some of the things that the thermal and hydro, the deficiencies of the thermal and hydro. Solar is there for us. We have the sun. And to get 2,000 megawatts of that, I think that is an innovation. And he doesn't just talk. I know that people try hard, unsuccessfully to rebrand him and to say that he's a liar and all those things. But, time and event shows that he is the most credible candidate among the two major political contenders. Most credible. By far the most credible. And the most competent. I can understand. The uneasiness with which my brother coming from the butterfly try to bring Baumia into some of these unnecessary things. If Baumia go to church and says that my fellow believers, and he said that who is not a believer? Is it Baumia that is not a believer, or the Christians the Christians that are not believers? We believe. We all believe in the same prophets. We believe in Professor Isa. That is Jesus. We believe in all the prophets, Moses, Isaac, all of them. We believe in all of them. And we believe in monotheism. They believe in one God. All of us believe in those things. And you see, those days, because some of the Bible and those things, some of the booklets were all over. It was not consolidated. So there are some that believe that some of the things that Jesus even preach is not part of the Bible. And some also believe in certain level of interpolation, like addition and all those things. But for the idea that Christians and Muslims, if you look at even in the Quran, we refer to the Christians, the early Christians, as the people of the book. And that's the reason why we say that we can marry from the people of the book. And those days, Muslims normally when we eat animals from animals that we killed, by invoking the name of Allah. But those days, the earlier days, if a Christian killed an animal, we could eat. Because we believe that all of us, we were the same. And that's the reason why the Muslims and the Christians, they are more closer. And they used to do things together. The Abyssinia ruler that received the Prophet and his disciples.
What's my history, but
yes.
At one point, even Muslims protectors of the church.
That's what I'm saying. We were even living in the same church. You go and pray. You go and pray in the church, and then the next time the Christians will also pray. Because it's almost invariably the difference is not much. But you see, as time goes on, then interpolation and people adding things and those things. And apart from that, we believe Christians and Muslims, our difference is just, very negligible. And therefore, one can call the Christian fellow believer because we all believe in one God. So let's take it let's even take it that we don't even believe in one God. And then you go to church and say, fellow believers, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I'm not saying that is the case. I've explained to you that both sects are both religion believe in one God. All of us believe in the oneness of God. Why? Why don't we believe in one God?
Christians believe in triune God.
What do you mean by triune God?
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
You call it triune God?
Yeah, triune
Trinity?
God. Yeah, triune God.
No, but see,
no. So let's
listen, when you were talking, I kept quiet. I was here.
But stay in your lane.
I'm in my lane. I'm in my lane. Believing in Trinity doesn't mean that gods are three. They said three in one. They said God speak through the Holy Spirit, and then Jesus. But He is God. God the Father, the Son, and then the Holy Spirit. So the Trinity, as I believe in Christendom, doesn't really mean that there are three gods, but one God in three faces. So now you are telling us Christians believe in 3 gods and not one God. I mean, don't say no. Oh,
gods. I didn't say
so,
gods.
so what's your problem? So is there a division? Is there a distinction?
Is it?
Let me finish.
I think that before the start of the show, I was very clear.
Yes. So I'm saying that I can understand these people. I mean, when Alan decided to move away from the MPP after causing a whole lot of harm, I mean, if there is somebody who should even complain of MPP or whatever, it shouldn't be Alan and his disciples. These are the people who in 2007 had the trapping of power and everything and did everything, you know, and outmuzzle everything to win power using the presidency. And then fast forward some years on, they couldn't get that opportunity, and because of that, I'm going because I couldn't get the opportunity like I got the last time. And then you see him go and stand in church. Very disgraceful. You see that man. I lost respect for Alan and his disciples long even before his church rhetorics. No longer respect him.
You don't respect me.
I say I no longer respect him. If I don't respect your leader for his politics, then you mean that. And I'm saying, because look, why would you go to church? Somebody will say that he has some 10 points, something. That nobody know what some nebulous points be that he said he has. You go to church, you cannot go and then propagate those points that you have. What you have is let's vote for somebody who is Christ-like. I mean, with some kind of language. It was incendiary and religious-centric. And these are some of the things that we want to abhor. What happened in Rwanda was tribalistic and bigotry, and that led to the over 1 million deaths. Then you have a leader like Alan. When Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia go anywhere, he preach peace. He go to the Islamic community, he preach peace. His body, his demeanor, everything is peaceful. Then Alan, in the face of what is happening in the north, like you people are saying, where certain tribes are up in arms against others, historically, I mean, these things didn't start today. Then when you go to the church, to the house of God, what you should do, the last thing you should do is to divide us. But what you should do is to preach for peace and prosperity of this country.
Okay.
Then you go and tell the people that, oh, they should vote for a Christian. They should vote for... When has Alan become that much religious-centric? Because of desperation, let not let MPP people win.
Okay.
And all those things. Even his sponsors.
In this equation, would you exclude the vice president of also being religious-centric? Particularly because of some comments that he made when he met with some Muslim brothers. And you would admit that he said, I am one of you, vote for me.
Bawumia has never gone anywhere.
Producers, if we have the videos, pull it up.
Let me complete my sentence. He has never gone anywhere and said that, oh, because I'm one of you, vote for me. Never.
Producers, if you have the video, can you pull it up?
You see, if he goes to his people, I mean, me, if I go to one like this and I'm talking to them, definitely I would tell them, I mean, I'm one of you, and you know me for who I am. And therefore, you don't need anybody to come and tell you who I am. And vote for me. If you vote for me, you all know what will happen. My competence will be shown and all those things.
How is that different from
I am saying that
respectfully,
Bawumia was telling his people.
Respectfully, how is that different from somebody who is also a Christian, who was amongst his people, who also made a similar comment?
No, there is no similar comments.
What is it?
There is no similar comments.
Because Dr. Bawumia was in the company of Muslim brothers when he made the statement.
What was the statement?
The statement that you read.
What is it?
What did you just say?
No, he didn't say anything. Bawumia never said that because I'm a Muslim or I am a Northerner. it was not even Islamic. It was not even about Muslim, or it was being Northern or whatever. So, but listen.
Producers, please, can you?
They should produce it. They should play it.
They will put the video.
But Bawumia never said in their video that vote for me because I'm not. But you see, because of politics and to some extent dirty politics, you see our brothers who now become detractors trying to to create some level of disaffection, to create a level of wedge between the Muslim community and the Christian community. And everyone he was even talking, he said that that a lot of people didn't even realize. So he is now here to make it, to let us realize exactly what Bawumia said. And I'm happy that all of us here in unison condemn what he saying, and that condemn in no uncertain terms. That what he's saying really doesn't hold water. To say that Bawumia said fellow believers. I mean, so if fellow believers to become a crime in this country, just because somebody say, my fellow believers, it has become a crime in the eyes of the Afro-Fronto and their sponsors. I'm shocked.
Thank you very much, Saka Salia, for that submission. Let me now turn my attention to Selam Dramado. Good morning.
Good morning, Kwame.
I trust you're well.
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Yourself?
Because you came in late, I will give you a very short time to discuss this matter. Then we'll move to the other matters.
Thank you very much.
So 2 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Rwanda, it was a sad moment in that country when they had to go through that traumatic experience, thanks to ethnocentrism, tribalism, because politics there and in all other parts of Africa is so steeped in tribalism, ethnocentrism. So they had to take that path of what some dubbed at the time as ethnic cleansing. They have learnt their lessons, and through that they have now gotten to the path of prosperity and progress. Kwame, ethnocentrism in politics is something condemnable. It is so repugnant to the progress and prosperity of a society, particularly a country. So if you have politicians engaging in ethnocentrism, it means that that politician lacks the ingenuity to create initiatives to better the lot of his people. So such politicians should be called out. Ethnocentrism, religiosity, to trigger or incite his people against the other people. If you are a politician and that is your trump card, then the 21st century is actually telling you that you don't fit in, or you have not quite woken up to join us in the 21st century, because the 21st century is about trumpeting the ideas you have. So if your ideas are superior to your opponent, the electorate may buy. I say may because there are times where we have politicians with fantastic ideas to turn the fortunes of a country around, but electorate may go in for somebody else whose idea may not gel well or may not bring about the desirable or the desired growth and progress. Religion is one of the things that African politicians have used all this while to gain some favor with their people. If a Christian politician or a politician of Christian faith goes to meet his fellow Christians and is asking them to vote for a Christ-like person, so impliedly that person is telling the Christian folks that vote for me because I belong to your fold. But the point is, if that person says that vote for a Christ-like person, then that person inevitably is raising the bar. Because to be a Christ-like is no joke. You must be immaculate. Your conduct should be beyond reproach. how you carry out yourself, how you conducted yourself while in government is something that will come into sharp focus. That, okay, how did this person, conduct himself when he was a minister? I'm not referring to Alan Chirmantin. Okay, what did he do? I always say that because Alan Kojo Chirmantin participated gleefully in the kleptocracy established by Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, he has lost the kind of credibility he should command on earth. He doesn't have. All right? So, again, when I say the Vice President of the Republic is also asking people, or his people, that vote for me, I am one of you, vote for me. Look, Islam, it's a religion that cherishes of values knowledge. That is why even God himself in the Quran says that Tarafuni kabla anta abuduni. Know me first before you worship me. So God is asking you to have the knowledge of his existence and the kind of or his attributes before you can effectively and faithfully worship God. When Quran says that the people of the book, the Quran is referring to the Jews and the Christians. So Quran says that close to you in faith are the Jews and the Christians. So the Quran describes them as Al-Kitab, the people of the book. All right? So who are the people of the book? The Jews and the Christians. Because the Quran actually shuns people who do not believe in God. And Islam is a rigorously monotheistic religion. Islam is only one God. That is why you cannot describe Christianity, Muslims, especially the conservative ones, don't believe that Christianity is a monotheistic religion, all right? Because of the God, the Father, and the Son stuff. You understand? But that is not contained in the Bible. So that's what some people also say, that because that thing is not contained in the Bible, you cannot use that against Christians, that they are not monotheistic. They are in my respectful view, Christians are or also believe in the monotheism, believe in the oneness of God. But here is the thing. The Quran says, Kulhu wallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid walam yulad walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. What he's simply saying is that God is not begotten. He doesn't have a son. All right? So, but Christians believe that God has a begotten son, that is Jesus Christ. So that is where the distinction lies. So if a Muslim goes to church and is telling or describing Christians as fellow believers, you know, there's one thing that fetters a Muslim, a practicing Muslim, to judge, because that thing is what is called the niyyah. You see, the niyyah is your intention. So I cannot see or go into the mind of the vice president. So if the vice president, for instance, is referring to Christians as fellow Christians, at that point, it's only God who could tell what was going through his mind. But a conservative Muslim,
does it really?
No, what I'm saying is that because the person is a politician.
Hold on. Does it matter? See, this is what we do when we create unnecessary problems in this country. If someone goes to a church and said, "My fellow believers," okay, must you, a Muslim, whether conservative or otherwise, read meanings into it? What does it matter?
What does your book say? What does your faith say?
Does it matter?
No. It matters when the person is on a religious platform.
No.
The person was on a religious platform, and the person has a reputation for purveying.
So when he becomes
purveying,
so when, assuming he becomes president of Ghana, would he not be president of over Christians as well.
But that's what the Constitution says.
Exactly. So if he goes to a church and says fellow believers, what is wrong with that?
No, there is everything wrong with that, because the person, what I'm saying is the person. You are disrupting my train of you are disrupting my train of thought. Please allow me to make my point.
But I gave you only 2 minutes. Your time is up. Let's watch Saka, what did you say? They are called. Please, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video. We'll come back into the studios and continue with the conversation.
You didn't listen to that?
Yes.
I have been selected partly because I'm a Muslim. So I'm selected because I'm one of you. I'm not representing myself, I'm representing all of us. So please support. Let us make a difference in Ghana in our generation. Thank you very much for that. Look at what will benefit our people. Let's look at what will benefit our people. I have been selected partly because I'm a Muslim. So I'm selected because I'm one of you. I'm not representing myself, I'm representing all of us. So please support. Let us make a difference in Ghana in our generation. Thank you very much for that. Look at what will benefit our people. Let's look at what will benefit our people. I have been selected partly because I'm a Muslim. So I'm selected because I'm one of you. I'm not representing myself, I'm representing all of us. So please support. Let us make a difference in Ghana in our generation. Thank you very much for that. Look at what will benefit our people. Let's look at what will benefit our people. I have been selected partly because I'm a Muslim. So I'm selected because I'm one of you. I'm not representing myself, I'm representing all of us. So please support. Let us make a difference in Ghana in our generation. Thank you very much for that.
So there you have it. The video of the vice president in his meeting. So you heard it. I don't need to belabor this. I don't think it's important to belabor. Let's move on and look at the other issues. So now the next issue on the table is that Ghana's public debt balloons to 610 billion Ghana cedis after IMF deal. Let me start with you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Kudos to you and your diligent production team for bringing this video and airing it to confirm what you said, that the vice president ever met a group of Muslims and told them that he is one of them, so they should vote for him. That settles it. The vice president is on record of ever saying that to his people, and that is what he's using as his trump card.
Ghana's debt balloons to 610. Please, let's discuss that.
Ghana, I think about a year ago, Ghana was drowning in debt. But today, the reality is that Ghana has literally drowned. It has drowned now in debt. Thanks to the greed, the sheer greed, ineptitude of the managers of the economy, especially those at the top echelon of the economic management team, headed by the vice president of the republic, the standard bearer of the NPP, right? They have grossly mismanaged the economy of this country, and our public debt stock is nothing to write home about. It is so scary. Question is, as somebody who studied basic economics, I know sometimes when a country is drowning or is drowning in debt, there are things to show sometimes that, okay, they have expended the money on certain things that may bring returns in future. Kwame, as we speak, even with my lantern in broad daylight, I can't tell what this government has actually spent that humongous amount of money on. You understand? There is nothing to show. And these were people, while they were in opposition, they touted and trumpeted their economic management prowess to us. That was what they sold to us. And we voted for them based on that. What was the Ghana's debt stock in 2016? It comes nowhere close to what we are discussing today. These people who are managing the economy of this country today, Kwame, the fact is that they are not superintending the affairs of this country in the interest of the majority of Ghanaians. Hence, this astronomical debts the country has incurred. There is nothing to show for it. I always ask that when I meet people, especially the likes of Saka, I ask them to tell me the single most impressive and far-reaching economic measure or policy initiative that this government has taken that will turn the fortunes of this country around. Kwame, zilch, nothing. Because the economic indicators actually show that this is a country that is struggling. All right? The people of this country are suffering. They have created a hellish environment for us, intolerable economic situation for us. We are so broke to the extent that there is, look, we can't even pay or service our debts. So we had to defer. Kwame, these are people that must be held responsible for creating these difficult times for us. Look, the government we voted out in 2016, today they have the moral, at least those who participated or worked in that government, they have the moral justification to say they are or were the best managers of the economy because they manage the economy better because of the economic indicators we have today. So if those people say that thing, Kwame, you'll be hard put to argue with them because they ask you, okay, what is the level of unemployment, the rate of unemployment in the country today? Scary. What is the level of inflation in the country today? And you know, inflation has become like being the bonnet of the Ghanaian economic the managers of Ghanaian economy. Look, I always say that when governments come and they start preaching that thing that our target is to achieve single-digit inflation, I asked, okay, inflation in the context of the economy, what rate or what level of inflation do you think can stimulate the growth of your country? Because inflation in itself is not a bad thing. Kwame, inflation, because inflation is something that stimulates growth. Because if you manage your economy to the level where inflation doesn't exist anymore, all right, then you are veering into the era, the realm of deflation, which also means that you are in trouble. All right? So they tell us we borrowed this much and what we have to show for it is free SHS. Kwame, are we really yielding the fruit of this poorly implemented constitutional program? It has rather destroyed our education. But when you say this, MPP people will be up in arm against you that what you are saying is not true because students are now acing their subjects. So therefore, the program is good. acing of your subject means that educational sector is doing well. Look, when this president came, part of this problem that we are facing today is that the president of the republic is an intransigent, stubborn person who doesn't listen, okay, to wise counsel. People with sterling expertise in education drew the president attention to the fact that the path he was setting this country on to implement the program will not yield the desired results. The president of the republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, stubbornly engaged in an unpresidential conduct, in a conduct that was outside the boundaries of a presidential behavior. That was what he did. He engaged in, I repeat, that the president of the republic at the time he was being given that sterling advice from experts that no, if you want to successfully implement this program, do XYZ. Or some of them were specific. They said do means testing, all right, to successfully do this program. But the president, intransigently, unyieldingly, pig-headedly, the president pig-headedly chose to live within the boundaries of presidential behavior by engaging in the pathetic conduct of name calling those experts as professional Jeremiahs, as professional namesayers. Today, the president, if he has any muscle, any scintilla of shame in him, the president should have egg on his face today that Ghana has drowned in debt. It is unacceptable. It is something that Ghanaians should rise up and call out this government. You understand? Especially when they have that, so that I call it Dutch courage, that they will win this election, they are going to break 8. And I ask myself, where from this level of temerity? Because I describe it as temerity or infantry because of their conduct, of the kinds of harm they have done to us. You understand? That is why I say that they have the temerity or the infantry of a dying cockroach to be telling us that they are going to win the 2024 election, when reality is staring them in the face that the pendulum is swinging in the direction of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the standard bearer of the NDC. Ghana indeed has been drowned in debt thanks to the ineptitude, the selfishness and sheer greed of Akufo-Addo and his coven of appointees. Thank you very much, Kwame.
Thank you very, very much, Selam Dramado, for that fire thunderous submission. Let me come to Mr. Sakasalia, respectfully.
Yeah, Kwame, thank you very much. The topic says our debt
Has risen.
has risen. Yeah. First of all, I wouldn't blame my brother because he's doing politics. And therefore, if you see almost all the things that he said, I mean, none has basis. Everything, almost invariably, baseless. Baseless argument.
All right.
He just talk without any proof or any statistics.
Oh, okay.
So, as he talked, we listen to it. First of all, between the MPP and then the NDC, I want people, Ghanaians, to listen to me very, very carefully. Between the MPP and then the NDC, even the NDC themselves know that when it comes to the economy, they come nowhere near the MPP. Yes. When it comes to the economy, the NDC come nowhere near the MPP. That has been the records from Kufuor, from Rollins to Kufuor. And indeed, the EIU in 2016, the EIU, that is the Economic Intelligence Unit, that is based in the UK. Every election year they come to the country, they do analysis of the situation they look at the various subsectors of the economy and come to conclusion which subsector, if Ghanaians take it into consideration, will vote for either the incumbent or the opposition. In 2016, when they came, they said, in terms of the economy, the NDC government is bereft of ideas and had pulverized the economy to a certain level that if Ghanaians were going to take the economy into consideration, the MPP will win the elections. In 20, and I'm not manufacturing this. These are there for everybody to see, to go, and the IEU report in 2016, and the EIU report in 2016, and then the EIU report in 2020. And in 2020, owing to the sterling performance of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government, the EIU said, because look, all the indicators, all the economic indicators as of 2020 favors the MPP. The economic growth, the inflation, everything favors the MPP until COVID sets in. But I'm saying that in the same 2020, the EIU said that if Ghanaians are going to use the economy as the yardstick to vote, they were going to vote for the MPP. I'm not the one saying it. It tells you something. And even the NDC, I remember I've been an MPP communicator since 2009. And I'm telling you, when you go to studio with an NDC person, they are always afraid to go and talk about the economy because they don't have any track record when it comes to the economy. And I will explain to you, you wait. They always want the non-issues. Oh, let's talk about this person, girlfriend is this person, or this person smoke weed, those things. Those, I mean, these are their areas, or the religious things. I mean, those things that do not make sense. That's their fault. They always want us to go there. But we always, divert them back to the economy. And I'm saying all these things to let you know, if you take the economy itself, the NDC, as at the time they were leaving office, what was the economy they left behind?
What was the deficit?
I'm coming. What was the economy the NDC left behind? They left behind a debt to GDP ratio of 74%. That was before in 2008 that we did the rebasing. Now, if you are talking with the NDC, they forget about what they left behind. They only talk about the rebasing figure. Meanwhile, it was on the basis of the pre-rebasing figure that Ghana was declared debt distressed country under the NDC. The NDC had governed to such an extent that they had no choice but to take us to the IMF. At that time, there was nothing like force majeure, like COVID or something that happened. They simply could not rule, and they ran the economy. They ran the economy aground to comatose level, and that was the reason why almost invariably a growth rate 3.4 when the MPP took over power. The first year 8.1, 7.6, and continuously an average of 7% growth. Inflation has reduced. They left behind 15% inflation. We had governed and the inflation reduced to single digits. Even at some point, we had a 7% inflation in some of the quarters. And then you come and sit here and say that when and what is even more annoying and nauseating is the fact that when the MPP borrowed, what did they use the money for?
What did you
Please, so when you were talking, you were referring to my party, but I was quiet. I could have, you know, when it comes to interjection, none of you can interject more than me, but I kept quiet. He talked like he's not in this country. That what did we use the money for? And they talk like as if any time we talk about the money that we borrowed, we only present free SHS. Free SHS is but one of the achievement of the MPP government. And indeed, even if you take that one alone, all the contribution of John Dramani Mahama pale into insignificance, because the free HSS as it stands today, the benefit that it will accrue to this nation is untold. And therefore, nobody, no politician should downplay the importance of the free HSS. Apart from that, no government in history has started 111 hospitals. John Dramani Mahama called it over-ambitious, because to him, it is highly unimaginable that a government, a third world nation, will start 111 district hospitals, including regional hospitals. Because this government think outside the box, and the NDC and their ilks think within the box. That you didn't see, and you don't know it is borrowed money that will go into it. In the history of this country, have you ever heard that a government has brought 307 ambulances at a go before, and you don't know where the money comes from? You think that those monies were conjured, or let's say a kun for a kun, and the money comes and then we are using it? 311. When the NDC attempted to import some of a sort, the matter is in court as we are speaking. When they attempted to bring ambulance, they went and brought trotro buses, and their minister then rejected those buses. And today, as we are speaking, their minority leader is in court, and he is pleading that. And he is pleading that, oh, they should let him pay, and then you know, as usual, let's move on. He's pleading that they should let him pay so that they will move on. You understand? Kesli effort. Kesli, whatever. Atufosun.
He said this.
Oh, he is pleading all over the place.
Wow.
For bringing trotro buses and calling them ambulances.
So engaging in plea bargaining with the government. With the attorney.
Exactly. Okay. That they should allow him to pay so that he won't go to jail.
Wow.
And then you will come and sit here and say that you don't know what the government has done. Look at what are you doing?
He is pleading with who?
He is pleading, you know, with the prosecutors.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
So he's in court now?
He is in court. As I'm speaking to you. He is pleading the NDC. I think these people don't have shame.
And the NDC are too forced.
I'm saying the NDC minority leader. And they thought they will bring him in as minority leader, so that it will douse the fire, and it will have an implication on the case itself. That was the reason why Fifi Kote and then Asiri Ketia brought him, and then they removed Haruna Idisu from the seat. Wow. That was the reason.
But how did you come to
because of this? You're not part of this.
How did you come to this conclusion?
These people, we know them. We know them. We are for the NDC. We know them. Every Ghanaian, every Tom, Dick and Harry knows the NDC. Look, the NDC doesn't even implement projects.
But why is Atufosun in court? For what? Allegedly doing what?
Come on. Let me deal with this development. Let me not.
Because you made mention of.
Let me not say Atufosun alone.
It's important to clarify. Because you have made an allegation.
Is it public knowledge?
Go to the various schools, school infrastructure. The NDC, when in their manifesto 2016, they said, oh, we are coming to build 120 schools. Look at these people who don't have shame. They said they are coming to build E-blocks. Now they are using the E-blocks matter all over the place that they are building. They built E-blocks. How many E-blocks did the NDC build? The NDC built 19 E-blocks out of the 120 they said they were going to build. Indeed, if you look at the 23 that World Bank is sponsoring, that 123 was part of what we also said that we were going to build, because that one was already, you know, a promise this nation by World Bank. So because of that, we don't normally talk about that one.
Saka, step down for me.
Kwame, let me talk. I mean, you see, give me 5 minutes.
Oh,
Give me Bible. This guy came and said that he doesn't know what NPP use the money for. You see?
You are referring to me.
Okay, sorry.
My name is
I know. It's okay. You see, I'm saying the school infrastructure. Look at the STEM schools that were built. One STEM school can build 19 E-blocks. One STEM school. Look at the number of infrastructure. The various secondary schools, the redevelopment that we are doing. Maybe we go to some of the almost all the secondary schools and see the dormitories, the IT laboratory equipment, the dining halls and all those things. One of them can build the NDC 19 schools that they built. Indeed, NPP built more E-blocks than the NDC.
In conclusion.
Because they completed 19. We came and then completed the rest, and then some of them are still, in the process. And I'm saying that if you take the infrastructure, look at railway infrastructure.
All right.
Come on. Look at road infrastructure. When we brought the figures.
All right.
John Mahama said that it's like the distance from here to the UK. Tell us. I mean, if somebody from Kufuor took in terms of road infrastructure from 75 to 78. John Mahama and Professor Mills took it from 78 to 76. Nana Donko Akufo-Addo have taken it almost to 90. Wow. And then you come and sit here and say you don't know what the money has been used for. Let me tell you. In terms of dollars, see the reason why the debt has ballooned is because look, if you go and borrow in dollar terms and then your CD depreciate, in terms of CDs, it will balloon, but the dollar still remain. In all these things that we talk about, do you know that the difference between the NPP and NDC in terms of how much we have borrowed is just 3 billion? That's the only difference. 3 billion difference. But when we talk about what this dollars that we borrowed, the debt that we incur, what the NPP has used, right. The NDC one pale into complete insignificance. So don't come and sit here and then
thank you.
Open it.
Thank you very much.
Yourself for criticism.
All right. The E-blocks, I think 42 were completed instead of the 19 out of the 120 something. So just by way of correction. Let me come to Ebo Backman.
I said that if you add the World Bank one
to
the NDC,
so
normally we remove the World Bank one. Because that one is for everybody.
Let me come to
Kwame, I think before I touch on the issue, quickly, Dramani, my brother, made reference to Mr. Alancha Martin and in respect of credibility. And he said by virtue of the fact that Mr. Alancha Martin served under Nana as a minister.
No, he participated in the autocracy.
No. Mr. Alancha Martin was a minister. He was appointed as a minister. He was given budget every year. He was given work to do every year. So on which basis are you saying he has no credibility? Is it that because he was corrupt, or he was incompetent, or he was given something to do and he was not able to do? I mean, if you are talking about credibility, it's a very strong word. And I'm saying that if you are making reference to Mr. Alancha Martin in respect of credibility, let's establish the facts so that people don't take it and run, with it. So the point I'm making is that if you are talking about a politician in Ghana who has credibility, in the right sense of the word credibility, if you count them, Mr. Alancha Martin will certainly be one of them. Because, I mean, go to his ministry, check his record. Because you see, you are talking about Mr. Alancha Martin being part of a government. He wasn't the president, he wasn't the vice president, he wasn't even the finance minister. And if you know the way our system operates, it is always the president, the vice and the finance minister who dictates as to what to be done, even in terms of budgetary allocation. And so if you're a minister and you are given a job to do, I think you should be judged on the basis of the job that is given to you to do. And I'm saying that if you judge Mr. Alancha Martin on the basis of what was given to him, he's got credibility. So let's not put his credibility in doubt, or let's not throw mud. Yeah. So that is the point I want to make on that one. But on the issue of the debt, bro, you see, we are in this mess because of two reasons: mismanagement and corruption. And let's be honest with ourselves.
Saka is talking about project. Which government doesn't do project? And don't you take taxes as well? What do you use the taxes for? So if you're a government and you are borrowing, you borrow to invest in productive sectors of the economy because you're going to pay interest on the loan. So you don't just take money, and let me tell you, mismanagement and corruption. Why? This amount of money, that all the loans you've taken, someone in Ghana was benefiting, his company was benefiting from the loans. So why wouldn't he take more loans to benefit from it? So my worry is even not just the amount here. My worry is how much of this is dollar denominated? How much of this is loan that has to be paid externally? Because you know the situation we have now, Kwame. Our cedi is depreciating at a faster rate. And already panic, there's a level of panic, yeah. And so when you begin to have that panic, what is going to happen is that it's going to depreciate even further. And I'm telling you, we have not even been paying or servicing our external debts. If as a country, you have not been servicing your external debt and your cedi is depreciating at this rate, then there's a problem. Obviously, there's a problem. Already, the macroeconomic environment is not favoring our businessmen and women in this country. The environment has made them so weak and that they can't even compete effectively with their counterparts in other parts of the world, not to even talk about Africa. So it is important that when we are discussing this issue of national debt, we discuss it in context that this government and Honorable Ken Oferata's data bank and Charles Edubuayen's company, they benefited so much from the loans that we contracted. And I'm saying, if you want to see a government that has misplaced priority, that is mismanaging the country, just consider how much the government spent on NAPCO and how much the government spent on 1D1F. Because 1D1F was supposed to be the productive, if you like, wing of the government to support businesses, to establish factories, to produce more, for you to sell more, for you to reduce your imports. That is the idea. But the whole 1D1F, 400 million cedis, was spent on 1D1F. Over, I think, almost 4 billion Ghana cedis spent on, NAPCO. Which of them is productive? So you go and take loan, you think if you take loan, you just have to use the loan to build houses, to build roads. You need to also look at the productive sectors of the economy. Agriculture, industrialization, tourism. How much do you spend in those areas? So I'm saying that we are in this mess, and nobody should be talking about this, Vice President and what he has done. Of course, if you want to be fair and want to be sincere with ourselves, I've said this and I want to say it, and I said, I'm happy my brother Dramani is here. Our situation as a country, in terms of economic management, has only moved from bad to worse in the last 10 years. It is not as if we're doing better under Mr. Mahama and Nanado and Bawumia they've made it worse. It was bad. That is why we moved from the growth rate of 14% to 3.4% within a matter of 4.5 years under Mr. Mahama. And it's been worse because if you look at all the macroeconomic indicators, the debt stock and what is happening, I mean, the rate of corruption and all that. And so I'm saying that as a nation, moving forward, it is important. Ghanaians are yearning for change. I mean, of course, there has to be a change. But you see, the issue is that what kind of change do we need? Do we need a change from NDC to MPP and MPP to NDC as we've had all these years? I believe that we need to change the system that we are practicing. I mean, the system that makes even to the extent that when they are going to take the loans, they take the loans in the name of the country, but when they build projects, then they label them NDC projects and MPP projects. And look at what they are comparing. The performances they are comparing, so average. And as a nation, if you want to develop, it is not some of these comparisons that we need to be talking about. We need to be talking about quantum leaps. I mean, things that will transform this nation, things that are, like what Rwanda has done within a matter of 30 years. I mean, this constitution, it's not 32 years. So if Rwanda could take 30 years to get to where they are, and under this constitution, we are still struggling, and as we speak, Doomsaw is on our neck. You see, Kwame. No, but Rwanda, Rwanda is doing well. Go to Rwanda and see you are doing in terms of what?
Oh.
In terms of what?
In terms of everything.
No, in terms of what? Give me an example.
From governance to everything.
The only thing you say that Rwanda is being governed by one person. But in terms of development, in terms of even go to Rwanda, macroeconomic development, recently, on the league table of fastest growing economies in the world, Rwanda's name was mentioned.
But Ghana has always been mentioned.
When was that?
2018.
The only time Ghana's name was mentioned is one. No, in recent times. In the last 10 years, in the recent times, it was.
What is Rwanda doing that we need to?
Yeah. But you know, he's feeling the heat.
I'm not feeling any heat.
You are feeling the heat.
I'm not feeling any heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
So the point I'm making is that yes, in the last 32 years as a nation. We've played this NDC MPP politics, this winner takes all system, to the extent that last time I mentioned it here, you see, this system is so bad that if you are a member of parliament and you are labeled opposition MP, you struggle to get a project to your constituency. I mean, why should it be? Is it the case that those people staying in those constituencies, living in those constituencies, are they not taxpayers? Are they not Ghanaians? Why should you run this system where one starts a project, get to 80%, like Saglame issue, 80%, one comes and doesn't want to continue. This is the system that.
Let me remind viewers.
Then why haven't you done anything about it?
Gentlemen, can I?
Why haven't you done anything about it?
Gentlemen, can I speak?
It's been dealt with.
Gentlemen, can I speak? Thank you very much for your submission, Ebo, Saka, and then Dramani. Let me remind viewers that we're still here in the studios of Pan-African Television. You're watching the News Review segment. We're streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Pan-African Television. We're also on YouTube. So for those of you who intend to communicate with us here or share your views with us here, please kindly feel free to share your views. Also share the live feed so others can get the opportunity to watch the show. I have a few messages that I'll read. This one says, hi, good morning, Lawyer Kwame. So as well, good morning to you. This one says, good morning, KOD. Please tell Mr. Saka to spare us this jandam that he's doing, because MPP has done 0% of roads in Ghana compared to the NDC. Even in their stronghold Ashanti region, NDC constructed more than the so-called MPP. KOD, keep the fire burning. Thank you very much for your message. This one says, from Tomla in Mankran. So in fact, there are a number of based on the high level of economic mess, bad exchange and inflation rate, hot leadership, joblessness, killer taxes, reckless borrowing, and spending, Baumia has supervised as head of the EMT, shameless corruption, his seeming support for LGBTQ, and his lack of credibility. I'm very surprised he will get up to 34% in the latest polls. He won't even get up to 30%. This opinion. Good morning to you, KOD. Please tell Saka to speak to the topic and stop attacking John Mahama. The economy has collapsed. We are in junk economy status. Please, the market today will show Ghanaians how to vote again. MPP, never again. All right, thank you very much. That's your message. This one also says, please kindly ask Saka Salia on what basis of objectivity did he use the word credibility to justify Baumia's activities. This one says, good morning to you, KOD. It's high time. James from Tenga, Napdown constituency. Well, when things that don't go your way, KOD, MPP's government's idea of building 111 hospitals is the most clueless venture anybody can undertake in living memory. You don't get up in the morning and say you are building 111 hospitals. No doubt they have not completed even one hospital. Kweku from La Paz. I will be very candid with this government. On my way from my village, my dad's hometown, Akabwem, after Hohoi, I believe there's one district, one agenda, 111 hospital there. I'll be very candid. I saw it. It's nearly completed.
About 40% are nearly completed.
Nearly completed. So that one, I mean,
the building. But we have already bringing. We have told the
Ebo, me, as I sit here, you see, I'm not your average host to come and sit here and pretend and lie. If the government has done something, I'll come and say it. Similarly, if they have not performed, I'll come and say it. What do I have to gain or lose? So I saw it, and I was very impressed. I think I even took pictures of it. I told Ivan, I said, "Wow, Ivan, make sure you remember this name, where the hospital was situated, so that when I come on there, but I'm sure he's also forgotten. But I remember I saw it. I saw it. I mean, this one, I think I took pictures of it.
Once they've started, they need to know.
Yeah.
A lot of them are almost 80%.
But I think that the approach was wrong.
How was the approach?
Oh, the approach may be wrong.
Yes, because
You see, it doesn't mean that the project is bad.
though.
Do you understand?
It's project management.
Sometimes the execution of your project is what's problematic.
No, I want to know the approach. That is bad.
As you speak, none of them is completed. But if half of the number, or let's say a quarter of the number,
It's completed.
if they had started with it, that number would have been completed by now, and people would have.
But you know the reason why we did it. The reason why we did the 111 is that you know when there's a saying that if there is a will, there is a way. No. If there is a will, there is a way. And you know, one of the reasons why normally we host a sporting event, it compels you to build infrastructure.
No, but
listen.
That is quite different.
You see, we just want to. We wanted to compel us to build.
No, Basaka, you can't spend monies you don't have. And you
you see, when there's a will, there's a way.
No.
We will get the money no matter how.
That's what I talk about mismanagement.
That's not mismanagement.
And that is why most of your policies are
instead of channeling the money into
Saka, we are not fighting. We are all Ghanaians. Yeah. The hospitals do not benefit only MPP people. Yeah. So sometimes when we observe things and we are saying, just keep quiet and listen.
Listen to propaganda. No,
propaganda.
No, but you have been very objective.
Because the truth is that the project will benefit all of us. And you see, sometimes when you say these things, they think you hate the MPP. Like for instance, one free SHS. At the inception, I said it. I said it's brilliant, it's beautiful. But they need to be strategic in the implementation of it. Otherwise,
we were strategic.
You weren't.
You see, that is not the problem with opposition. Almost everything, when the thing is good, they will add but. When the thing is good, they will add but. So the but negate everything. And we are not going to accept any but. If we say it's good, it's good. If agenda 111 is good. Don't be adding but.
There is nothing without.
We won't accept any but. After that one, we know the modus operandi of the opposition.
Good morning, Kwame. Please say hi to my good friend Mr. Dramado for me for the good work he's doing. More grace to his elbow. Abochi A. Prosper from Janga in West Mamposi constituency. This one says, good morning to you, Keone. Please tell Mr. Saka to spare us the Jandam that he's doing because MPP has done 0% of roads. Okay, I think I've read this message already. This one is from Michael Kojonyako. It says, good morning to you. Kindly give my number to Saka Salia. I am Michael Nyako, former returning officer of Ayawaso Central. Saka Salia, are you good managers of the economy with financial head cut, failure to pay bond holders, $13 cedis inflation? Mr. Michael Nyako sent in this one. Thank you, Mr. Michael Nyako, for your message this morning. Okay, my name is Kwame. My name is not Senna, but I'll read your message. MPP's performance of the economy is far better than the worst MPP performance of the economy is far better than that of the NDC. I agree perfectly because MPP can borrow more and use it to feed their party members and leave Ghanaians in mess. Saka is in a different planet from Kwesi, from Biakoye district, okay, in Uti region. This one, okay, you are still typing. Okay, well, if you are lucky and I see it, I'll read it because the messages are a lot. Ms. Bao in Ejra says, good morning to you, KOD. Kindly remind my brother Saka Salia that even though Islam and Christianity have lots of things in common, they do not worship the same God. Most Christians say Jesus Christ is one of the God, while Muslims say Jesus Christ is a prophet. There is a history of tolerance for both religious bodies, but tolerance doesn't mean you should begin to do what your opponent does. Thanks, Ms. Bar from Ejura. Well, that's his opinion, and I think we cannot fault him for that. Please, I want to ask Saka Salia, what did the MPP say when they were looking for power? Share wa sitinemu. You should know what. Share wa sitinemu. Okay, share wa sitinemu. Na watu abapa. Okay, all right. What is the price of basic things such as kinky, ball of banku and tuzafi, kuku, etc. It's a shame. Well, I eat kinky a lot, so I can tell you the price of kinky. Right now, a ball of kinky goes for 5 Ghana cedis.
No, it depends. It depends.
Good morning, Kwame. Please let Saka
speak
speak to the video you played.
Yeah.
All right.
So the video you played, Alai Mahmoud Bawumia was saying that they are partly one of the reasons why he was chosen. And that is a fact.
Okay, let me proceed. Now, there are, well, we just have some few minutes left, but let's try and look at this story. 2024 election, 60% Ghanaians say Bawumia is partly responsible for the state of Ghana's economy. I like the partly because Saka likes to explain the meaning of partly. So let me start with Saka on this one. Saka, let me start with you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, in explaining the video, I said that. I mean,
but why do you want to explain the video?
Okay.
You see,
so okay, all right.
It is evident.
No,
fact speaks. So you know the fact speaks for themselves.
No, the fact speaks for them. But I'm saying that there are certain people who want to spin the video and let it look like Bawumia was saying something bad.
You know the Nemo that rule?
Yeah, Nemo that.
What does it say?
Habit.
What does it say?
Yeah,
what does it
say? It says that you cannot give what you don't have.
Yes.
But you see,
so you cannot explain that which you didn't say. The video is there.
Yes.
We have seen the video. The video has spoken. We heard the video.
Yes.
We watched the video.
Do you know?
We listened to who spoke and we heard the words. So why are you trying to explain it?
Do you know the reason why most of the time you don't choose running mates from the same region? Do you know the reason? From the same region?
I think it's a very stupid analysis anyway. But yeah.
Or even from the same town.
I don't care.
Yeah, because we normally want representation.
It is because
and Bawumia is saying
and that is why the country is struggling.
Yeah, so it is not Bawumia who is saying it.
Even try to explain this.
Yeah. By the way,
let's
I'm not going to
let's proceed. 60% of Ghanaians are saying that Bawumia is partly responsible for the failures of this government.
Yeah, I don't know who this 60% is.
There's a poll.
By who?
The producers failed to share with me the
poll. I mean, anybody can talk against it anyway. Like my brother Fafonto and Co can speak and then just but come out with some voodoo.
With a bit of respect, Saka, I know that we've had this long-standing argument about whether or not Dr. Bawumia is partly involved in the mismanagement, so to speak, as has been described by political opponents of the economy, for which reason he cannot extricate or begin to extricate himself from, the mess which have been created in wanting to lead the country. Clearly, this poll, in my estimation, is an offshoot of
no problem.
Yeah, so
first of all, I disagree with anybody that says that there's a mess. MPP has not mismanaged anything. That is the basis must be set well. The basis of the discussion must be grounded. There has not been mismanagement. We all know that we are in problem, and we are not in exclusive problem. This problem is not like exclusive to Ghana. The whole world is reeling under the devastating effect of COVID-19, to the extent that the IMF says that almost the whole world is knocking on their door for support. That's the IMF saying it. So it means that there's something that has grappled, that there's a devastation on the world itself owing to COVID-19. So I'm saying, if you look at Ghana's situation, almost all our neighbors, Côte d'Ivoire had support from IMF, Togo had support from IMF, all of them. And then you think Ghana should not have support from IMF, and you think that, because it's Nanado and Bawumia, it means that mismanagement. The real mismanagement was when John Dramani Mahama, who was not even worthy enough to be chosen as the chairman of the economic management of Professor Mills' government, because he says, when it comes to economy, no, I'm only for a communication. And he miscommunicates almost every day. You see, no, Kwame, let me. How do I address them? John, but why is that not his name? I have to add what? This is why I'm saying Mahmoud Bawumia. All of them.
Vice president.
They have been using Mahmoud
Only
Bawumia.
the president.
They have been using Mahmoud. I mean, if somebody mentioned,
And it's something
okay,
that
wait,
I observed.
okay, Mr. Mahama.
Yes.
Is he okay?
That's respectful.
Mr. John Mahama.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
respectful.
So I'm
So you
saying
don't even want to acknowledge that he's a former president of Ghana.
he used to be. I mean, the man is contesting for elections, and you want me to be using from a? Then he should go and then take his ex-gratia and remain there. If he wants us to be using the former, the former president should be taking his ex-gratia and remain where he is.
Proceed.
And I'm saying that in terms of management of the economy, those that are contesting for the presidency now, if you take John Dramani Mahama and take Mahmoud Bawumia, if you take Mr. Mahama and take Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and you have a company that these two people, there's something on the economy that we want solutions to. So John Dramani Mahama, who has nothing, who has no pedigree when it comes to prudent management of the economy. Would you prefer Mahama to Nanado?
That's a very good question. Would you prefer Nanado? Would you prefer Dr. Bawumia?
No sane person would do.
Good question. Would you prefer Dr. Bawumia to former President Mahama?
I would prefer His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to the Vice President, the standard bearer of the MPP, on the basis that Mr. Mahama has a credibility. I'm using this word because when I used the word credibility, when I said that Mr. Lanchamantin doesn't have credibility, I actually said that in a context. In the context that Mr. Tremantin is a presidential candidate, right? He's a presidential candidate. So therefore, he doesn't have credibility in the eyes of the electorates. All right? That's what I mean. I'm not saying that he's somebody who cannot be trusted and believed. I'm saying that when it comes to the contest he's in today, his pursuit of the presidency, he is not credible. In other words, he is not, or he cannot be trusted and believed. All right? So, that's what I mean.
So he's not credible.
So he's not a credible. He's not a credible.
Just say he's not credible. That's all.
He's not a credible person.
Yeah, that's
so Kwame,
there's no problem with that.
Back to the video you played. You know, in law, you are the lawyer. Your principles, even though there are times where you question your principles, you must do that on sound basis. For instance, when your principle, one of your principles that says that nemo dat code non habet, one does not give what it doesn't have. When you say this and you want to assail this principle, you must have sound basis for it. For again, Reps issa locuteur. The matter speaks for itself. That is what this video has done. Reps issa locuteur. The matter speaks for itself convincingly, persuasively. Kwame, in the year 2016, even though some of us had taken the decision that we're going to vote against John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency.
In 2024.
In 2026.
Also 2024, you will still vote for him? With all the doom.
I'm saying 2026. Don't disrupt my train of thought. 2016. I said 2016. When we decided that we're going to vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
You never voted for Nana Addo.
Based on go and ask Gabi Asarichidako, go and ask Sami.
Gabi was in the box with you.
Oh, subhanallah. You see, so Kwame, there were credit rating agencies that said that Ghana's economy will be the fastest growing economy come next year. So they were referring to 2017. You know, in economic management and economic policy formulation, there's something called gestation period for economic policies. That is why I always ask the likes of Saka that what have you done, or what policy did you implement in 2020 that gave you those selling economic rate?
We removed 17 different taxes.
Kwame,
I think we should allow him.
No, you asked me a question.
You are disrupting my train of thought. I ask a question, and I take strong objection to this. Please don't do this.
You asked a question. You asked me a question.
You didn't do literature while in school.
Proceed.
I was doing rhetorical questions.
You have just
you understand? So Kwame, the policies that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his administration implemented, some of them yielded those fruits that the NPP inherited. You understand? Which became the basis for them to be touted in 2020, but for COVID, Ghana's economy today would have been there. Kwame, Ghanaians were compulsorily enrolled into the University of Jubilee House. Between the time when COVID occurred, we were compulsorily enrolled into that university to study the adverse effects of COVID-19. We all passed successfully and were awarded certificates. So if our lecturers who taught all these things today are still telling us that the effect of COVID-19 has actually ruined this economy, then those lecturers were bad lecturers and shouldn't even be occupying the university there. Let me say good morning to the good people of Central Town constituency, especially to the hard-working assembly member for Mafia Vado and Adidome Central, Godgisbeck, Agboloto, and Raymond.
Are you contesting for that seat?
Say that again?
Are you contesting?
I am contesting the Central Town constituency seat as an independent parliamentary candidate to put some fire in that constituency. Thank you very much, Kwame.
All right, Ebo, take us home.
And I think the issue is 60% of Ghanaians blame the vice president for the mess. Kwame, I mean, this cannot be far from the truth. The issue is that, when the fundamentals are weak, we expect. Yeah. So the point is that.
But nobody has ever said that the fundamentals.
So the point is that Kwame, the problem of this country is the economy. We need to fix this economy.
We are fixing it.
Mr. Mahama, Alhaji Bawumia, Mr. Alan Chamartin, remove their political colors. Which of them
obviously
has
Bawumia
pedigree, track record, given what was given to him to manage, will be able to help us out of this economic situation? Which of them has put forward a plan to suggest to us that they are ready to solve this economic problem that has engulfed us? And I'm saying that if you do, objectively, Mr. Alan Chamartin is far better than Mr. Mahama and Alhaji Bawumia. Forget about the fact that they represent political parties. The elections, you are not going to vote for political parties. You are going to vote for individuals as president.
Mr. Alan Chamartin
is the best.
Thank you very much, Selom, for your time this morning. Thank you, Saka, for your time this morning. Thank you, Ebo, for your time this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity, Kwame. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you very much. And I want to say a big thank you to our viewers for spending your morning with me. I really appreciate it. And full of gratitude that you spend your mornings with me. My name is Kwame Owusudan, so I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. God bless you. Bye-bye.